Next on the team, Caitlin Clark.
Tiger Woods never saw this coming. The man who has seen just about everything in the world of golf stood frozen, staring at the scoreboard as if it had malfunctioned. It looked unreal, almost like a glitch. The reason? Caitlin Clark, yes. The basketball superstar had just shattered golf records and left professional golfers completely speechless. The crowd erupted. The media scrambled to rewrite their headlines in real time. One question echoed everywhere. How did she even do this? Be honest for a moment. If Caitlin Clark joined the LPGA on a full-time basis, do you think she would dominate the sport the same way she has dominated basketball? Drop your opinion in the comments below. What makes this story even better is how quietly it all began. The RSM Classic Pro-Am was originally expected to be a relaxed, low-pressure event. A handful of professional golfers, a few celebrities, and some friendly competition. Nothing intense, nothing historic. Just a fun weekend on the course. That perception changed instantly when someone scanned the player list and noticed one unexpected name, Caitlin Clark. From that moment on, everything shifted from calm to chaos. Tickets that had been sitting unsold for weeks disappeared within hours. And people were not buying tickets to see Tiger Woods. They were not buying them for LPGA stars either. They were buying them to see Caitlin Clark. As mentioned in a previous video, this Pro-Am event was not even scheduled to be televised at first. That changed quickly. Fans flooded the organizers with emails asking the same questions over and over. How can we watch Caitlin? Can we attend the event? Will there be a live stream? The demand became impossible to ignore. Eventually, the event was added to television coverage, and fans were thrilled. The online buzz exploded. Caitlin Clark began trending across social media platforms, including Twitter. The excitement was everywhere. The LPGA leaned into the moment and promoted the event heavily. They also made a smart decision by pairing Clark with the current #1 golfer in the world, ensuring maximum visibility and intrigue. The woman who had turned the WNBA upside down was now stepping onto a golf course, and everyone wanted a front row seat. By sunrise, fans were already lined up along the course. Many of them were wearing Caitlin Clark basketball jerseys, not golf polos, not traditional caps, but full Indiana Fever gear. The atmosphere felt less like a golf tournament and more like a Fever home game. One announcer joked on air, "Welcome to the first true crossover in sports history where basketball meets birdies." Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. The announcer's voice echoed across the course. From the University of Iowa, now representing the Indiana Fever, please welcome Caitlin Clark. The reaction was instant. The crowd fell silent. You could practically hear the wind stop. Thousands of fans stood still as she approached the tee box, calm and confident, smiling as if this were just another routine practice session. There was only one difference. This time, she wasn't holding a basketball.
About it in a previous video how this Pro-Am event originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event? Can you live stream it? All of these things. And it ended up being put on television, and that was great. Fans were really excited about that. There was so much buzz online. She was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event. And they also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world.
She was holding a driver. She glanced down the fairway, took a steady breath, and swung. The sound that followed said everything. It was pure contact, clean, sharp, and loud enough to make Tiger Woods raise his eyebrows. The ball took off as if it had a personal GPS locked onto the target. It carried effortlessly and landed nearly 270 yards down the fairway, right in the middle. The crowd completely lost it. Fans erupted into cheers. People were yelling, clapping, and scrambling to pull out their phones, recording the moment in disbelief. Tiger Woods laughed, shook his head, and muttered under his breath, "That's the best first swing I've ever seen from a non-pro." Steph Curry, who is a strong golfer in his own right, reacted almost immediately. Within moments, he tweeted, "Caitlin Clark might just be better than me at this point." That single tweet sent the internet into a frenzy. Almost instantly, Caitlin Clark Golf began trending worldwide at #1. The reactions kept coming. ESPN called her the most natural crossover athlete since Michael Jordan. Golf Digest ran a bold headline that read, "Caitlin Clark just changed golf forever." The narrative had officially shifted, and the sports world was watching closely. And here's the real kicker. She never planned to take any of this seriously. According to one reporter, Caitlin Clark showed up saying she just wanted to relax and have fun. Of course, her version of relaxing apparently involves breaking records and redefining expectations.
WNBA, because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct.
While the golf world was losing its mind, there was another side to this story unfolding quietly. Remember those familiar WNBA names who spent the entire season talking about her nonstop? Aja Wilson, Angel Reese, and a few others. Suddenly, they all went silent. No tweets, no posts, no reactions at all. The same voices that once complained about her getting too much attention seemed to disappear the moment she made history in a completely different sport. Fans noticed immediately. One commenter wrote, "Funny how Caitlin's out here breaking golf records and all her so-called rivals turned into ghosts." Another added, "They had plenty of time to throw shade all year, but no time to say congrats." That silence spoke louder than any statement ever could. Meanwhile, the reaction from LPGA professionals told a very different story. The respect was real, and it was public. Nelly Korda, one of the best golfers in the world, walked straight up to Caitlin after the round and said, "You belong here." Simple words, but powerful ones. Another player, Maria Fassi, told reporters, "Caitlin's energy is pure. She brings something we've been missing." That contrast mattered. In basketball, Caitlin Clark was often treated like a threat. In golf, she was treated like a teammate. Now let's talk about the shot that officially made history. Hole 7. A brutal par 4 that even PGA professionals struggle with. Caitlin stepped up, and most people expected her to play it safe, but Caitlin Clark does not play it safe. She swung, and the ball exploded off the club face like it had somewhere important to be. It landed softly on the green, rolled smoothly, and stopped just inches from the cup. The crowd gasped. The commentators fell silent for a moment. Then chaos. Cheers erupted. Phones shot into the air. Tiger Woods stood there clapping. By the end of the round, Caitlin Clark finished 13 under par, breaking the previous Pro-Am record. Let that sink in. 13 under par, from someone whose other job is draining three-pointers from the logo. Later, Tiger Woods spoke to reporters and summed it up perfectly. "That was one of the cleanest, most confident swings I've ever seen from someone outside professional golf." Coming from Tiger Woods, that praise carries serious weight.
I wanted to come say hi and introduce myself. I play out here on tour. I'm Maria.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for being out here. It's very cool what you're doing for sports, kicking ass on and off the field. But now,
And here's the Caitlin Clark effect, Morgan, with Maria Fassi and other players out here following her.
That's good.
A lot of fun. Made it easy on me.
Annika, could I steal you for a second? I don't think I'll have like bigger. I can't say bad stuff on TV, but badasses. Once together, we're doing a fun like funky on that side. There we go. Yeah. I'm next. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hi,
Caitlin.
Ewing.
Nice to meet you.
I said it, the buzz from the players
Over here, so. I'm distracting you.
for weeks
No, y'all are trying to get
has
finished.
been huge.
Somebody take this picture.
By the way, Allie, an
Ready?
outstanding
Yeah, let's do
point
it.
guard in her own right in
ladies,
Fulton,
here we go. 3, 2,
Mississippi.
1. Hang tight.
All
Gotcha.
state
Thanks for
Nice
being
to meet
here.
you. Yeah.
Good luck.
in that sport as well.
And then came the business side of it all, because of course it did. The moment Caitlin Clark's name appeared on the event list, ticket demand reportedly surged by over 1,200%. Sponsors began calling nonstop. Brands wanted her everywhere: golf commercials, apparel partnerships, tech collaborations, and more. Within a single week, she reportedly signed multiple new sponsorship deals. One was with a major sportswear giant. Another came from a well-known golf equipment company. There was even a streaming service deal in the works to document her training and crossover journey. She quite literally turned one weekend of golf into $1 million opportunity. Meanwhile, the WNBA sat awkwardly silent. The season may have been over, but the tension certainly wasn't. Fans noticed, and once again, they called it out. "The LPGA knows how to celebrate greatness," one post read. "The WNBA just tries to hide it." And honestly, they had a point. the golf world understood something that the WNBA still hasn't fully grasped. Caitlin Clark brings attention, money, and fans wherever she goes. You don't silence that, you celebrate it. Caitlin herself handled the situation with grace. When asked directly about the silence from other players, she simply smiled and said, "I'm focused on what makes me happy. That's competing, no matter what sport it is." Classic Caitlin, confident, calm, and just a little bit savage without ever trying to be. Her parents were there too, watching from the sidelines. Her mom told one reporter, "Every time she picks up something new, she gives her whole heart to it." Her dad just laughed and added, "We stopped being surprised a long time ago." That line summed everything up perfectly. The world might have been shocked, but her family wasn't. They had seen this story before. Different sport, same ending. Caitlin walks in, breaks records, and walks out like it's no big deal. Even sports analysts couldn't hide their amazement. One analyst said, "We've seen two sport athletes before, but not like this. Caitlin Clark doesn't just try new things, she dominates them." And honestly, they weren't wrong. This wasn't just about golf or basketball or even fame. It was about someone who doesn't know how to be average. She doesn't chase moments. Moments chase her. But what happened after the event might have been the most fascinating part of all. The reaction from fans, sponsors, and the sports world as a whole was overwhelming. When the event ended, Caitlin Clark didn't rush off to celebrate. She stayed behind. She signed autographs for kids. She took photos. She even gave out a few golf tips, which was hilarious considering she had only recently picked up the sport. But that's part of her charm. She doesn't act bigger than the moment. The moment is just big because of her. Reporters surrounded her like bees to honey. One asked, "How did it feel to break a record on your first try?" Caitlin laughed and replied, "I didn't even know what the record was." That single line made headlines everywhere. Effortless greatness. No bragging, just fact. While she smiled her way through interviews, the golf world was busy doing the math. Merchandise sales spiked overnight. Pro-Am organizers revealed that Caitlin's appearance generated more revenue than the previous 3 events combined. Sponsors continued calling, saying they wanted her on every billboard, ad campaign, and commercial connected to women's sports. The craziest part? Golf fans, not basketball fans, were leading the charge. One comment under a Golf Digest post read, "I've never watched women's golf before, but if Caitlin's playing, I'm tuning in." Another said, "Finally, someone who makes golf exciting again." That's the ripple effect she creates. She steps into a new sport, and suddenly people who never cared are paying attention, not because she's trying to be flashy, but because she makes competition feel fun again. While the LPGA was celebrating her, the internet was roasting the WNBA. Fans started posting side-by-side screenshots. On one side, LPGA pros praising Caitlin. On the other, WNBA players posting brand collaborations and dance videos on TikTok. The comment sections were brutal. One league promotes talent, the other promotes drama. You could feel the shift happening. For months, the WNBA tried to control the Caitlin Clark narrative, limiting coverage, downplaying her impact, and acting as if she were just another player. Now, they couldn't ignore her even if they wanted to. She wasn't just becoming the face of basketball anymore. She was becoming the face of sports entertainment. And someone else noticed. Tiger Woods. In an interview the following day, Tiger was asked about Caitlin's performance. He smiled and said, "It reminded me of when I first broke through. Confidence, precision, and no fear. She has it." That's coming from a man who doesn't hand out compliments lightly. A few hours later, photos surfaced of Tiger speaking privately with Caitlin near the clubhouse. No one knows exactly what was said, but sources claim Tiger offered her a private training session, something he rarely does. If that's true, she's officially been welcomed into the inner circle of golf. Then came the bombshell endorsements. Within 48 hours, Caitlin Clark reportedly signed 3 major deals. One with a golf apparel company, one with a high-end watch brand, and another with a beverage company that wanted her as the face of their new Focus campaign. Combined, those deals were said to be worth over $15 million. Put that into perspective. She made more money in one weekend of golf than most WNBA players earn across their entire careers. That's not shade, that's just reality. Sports journalists started calling it the Clark effect. One headline read, "Every league wants Caitlin Clark, and can you blame them?" Fans began joking that she might as well switch to golf full-time. One tweet read, "If Caitlin joins the LPGA, Tiger better start checking his records." Another said, "She's going to need a bigger trophy shelf." Behind the jokes, though, was a simple truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just good at sports, she's good at winning. That competitive fire follows her everywhere, and it's contagious. Even casual fans can feel it. You don't have to love basketball or golf to enjoy watching her. You just have to appreciate someone who makes excellence look easy. As the weekend went on, more athletes reacted. Aja Wilson called it amazing. Patrick Mahomes commented, "She's a monster." Even LeBron James reposted a clip of her near hole-in-one attempt with the caption, "This girl different." But the silence from certain corners of the WNBA remained loud. No message from Aja Wilson beyond a brief mention. No congratulations from Angel Reese. Fans flooded their comment sections with one simple question.
Caitlin, that could be in.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Right from the 6 inches away.
No! Wow. Are we sure it didn't go in?
I'm nervous.
Is this it? Is this like a, we're good, we're gonna call this a birdie?
I don't think so.
No! Yes!
That's huge. Great birdie.
Great birdie, great birdie, great birdie.
Why did they stay silent? Some people said it was jealousy, others blamed pride. A few argued they simply couldn't handle watching someone else steal the spotlight yet again. But the truth is, Caitlin Clark never needed their applause. She already had the crowd. She had the fans. She had the media. And now, she had the entire golf community cheering her on. And when it comes to Caitlin, fans are built differently. They follow her across sports, platforms, and time zones. When she plays, people show up. It doesn't matter if it's basketball or golf. That's exactly why golf organizers are already considering more celebrity events with her name attached. Because when Caitlin Clark is involved, everything sells. One executive was overheard saying, "She's not a guest, she's the main event." And he wasn't wrong. The ratings backed it up. The broadcast of Caitlin's Pro-Am appearance pulled in higher viewership than most LPGA finals. That's wild. Golf networks that usually struggle with quiet Sunday numbers were suddenly drawing primetime level traffic. The most impressive part? Caitlin doesn't even act like she realizes how big of a deal this is. She plays, she laughs, she waves to fans like it's a friendly neighborhood game. No ego, no drama, just skill, confidence, and personality. When she was asked later whether she would consider joining the LPGA full-time, she shrugged and said, "Let's just say I'm keeping my options open." Translation: if she wants to do it, she'll do it, and she'll probably win. Even Tiger Woods was impressed enough to bring her up again. He said that if Caitlin ever decided to take golf seriously, the sport would explode. That wasn't exaggeration. That was a fact. And if you think the LPGA didn't notice, think again. Reports suggested their marketing team was already discussing potential collaborations, exhibition events, charity matches, and even golf clinics for young girls led by Caitlin herself. It's wild how one person can change the energy of an entire sport overnight. Caitlin Clark isn't trying to be the face of women's sports. It just keeps happening. The difference between her and everyone else is simple. She makes winning look normal. Every record she breaks feels inevitable. Every achievement looks casual. That's why people love her. She doesn't chase attention. Attention chases her. And let's not ignore the ripple effect. Because of Caitlin Clark, new audiences are tuning into women's sports. New sponsors are investing. Young girls are realizing they can try anything and be great at it. She turned one random golf weekend into something bigger than a highlight reel. She turned it into a movement. Caitlin Clark reminded the world that talent doesn't belong to one sport. It belongs to the person willing to work, compete, and believe no matter where they play. As one fan put it perfectly, she's not chasing greatness. Greatness is chasing her. Caitlin Clark didn't just play golf. She changed it. Tiger Woods watched in disbelief. Fans screamed her name. Brands lined up with contracts. She proved, once again, that talent has no limits. So now the question is yours. Should Caitlin Clark switch to golf full-time or keep ruling basketball too? Drop your take in the comments. Like this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more.